Hi guys, welcome to my channel once again. So today we will be discussing about the ways to communicate to yourself. Right? In our previous session we just discussed about the self-talk, like what it is and what are the different types, like positive and negative self-talk, and what can be the major impact of those positive and negative self-talk. But today, in this session, we will be discussing about the ways to communicate to yourself. So, the what are the different ways we have, and what are the different levels or the aspects we need to know, if we need to communicate to ourselves, right? So, one of the first and major thing for any communicator, for any person, is the listening skills. Yes, you heard it right. The listening skills. You never know how important that, to listen to the people. Because sometimes the people be fond of the people who listen to them, right? So you may have the power to gain the people by listening to them, and sometimes the people gets very agitated if you're not listening to them. So this listening skills are very, very, very much important, guys. I'm telling you. Now, no matter whatever he speaks, whether he speaks right or wrong, or he or she communicates to you in a proper way or not, we need to give some time to them, right? We need to give a time so that they should, be confident that you are listening to them. So that's what we call active, listening skills. Though listening skills itself has different types: active listening, passive listening, appreciative listening, and etc. It just goes on. So we have this several types of listening skills, and I'll just make sure the listening skills will be discussed in depth in some other videos, okay, in the upcoming videos. Now, coming to this listening skill, how important is this? So, as we know, just by giving some time to listen to their words, to the other people's words, we have a power to gain the people, right? And in the same time, the vice versa, if you're not listening, you are losing a person, correct? And suppose if it is a person, now imagine you're listening to yourself, to your inner voice. If you're not able to listen to your inner voice, then how come you could ever listen to someone, correct? So make sure whenever you're just discussing a new thing or new aspect, so your inner voice tells you, or it reminds you what has to be done. So you need to first listen to your inner voice, right? And once you listen to your inner voice, and the next thing what will approaches you is to challenge it, right? And the next skill what I gonna discuss is to challenge whom? To yourself. Exactly. You never know how important you to challenge to yourself. Suppose you have an open tournament, and you have a series of competitors around you, and you need to challenge them, and you need to overcome them, and you need to be on top of the game. But do you really mean that you need to overcome, or you need to challenge your opponents? No, right? Need not to be. But what is more important is to first to challenge yourself. If you're not able to overcome yourself, if you're not able to overcome the challenge you face by yourself, how could you challenge others? Please tell me. Correct? It's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. So I just showed you this picture even in my previous video. He has nothing in the realistic life. He doesn't have the well looked dressed, and the cup which has been holding. with the number one on it. He doesn't have it, but still he is able to challenge himself. He is able to overcome the criteria or the circumstances what he is facing by now, and he has that self confidence. So how does that self confidence comes from? By challenging himself to do more, to give the best out of him. Correct? So that challenge has to be there, right? Now suppose if you're challenging, the lot of things comes into picture, like lots and lots of questions comes into picture. Now overall all those questions, what you want, you need to overcome it. Correct? You need to overcome those questions, you need to overcome those challenges. I'll just discuss about the questions later on in the video. But if you need to overcome yourself, if you need to challenge yourself, you need to have a right communication system to yourself. So that is what this effective languages usage, right? Now once again, as I showed you the same picture, now what is this picture represents, right? Self-esteem. He is very much confident. So self-confidence, self-esteem. Now through whom he is getting motivated is all through himself. So he has got self motivation. Correct? And he has the power to control himself so that he could perform in a better way, and he could challenge himself. Correct? So he is energizing himself to do more. So in the same way, you need to energize yourself by using the proper and an effective language. If somebody says you can't, you take it as a challenge. Can I? If I say to you that you can't do it, you need to take up as a challenge, and you need to ask yourself, can I able to do it? Correct? Oh, can you able to do it, Mr. Your name? Correct? Now suppose my name is Niranjan, and if anyone says you can't, Niranjan, you can't do it, I take it as a challenge. Come on, Niranjan, can you? Or aren't you fit to be? Aren't you fit to do that? Come on, Niranjan, you can. No matter whatever the other circumstances or outside circumstances is, but still I can. You can, Niranjan. Come on, do it. So that self language, the self motivation comes from the effective language you use in. And like most of the people says, you need to always replace you by I. So if you're using more of I can't or whatever, that word I, replace you, replace it by you. Okay? Because you has more power, or the more, the effectiveness compared to I. Okay? Now this is how the effective languages can change yourself. And just by waking up in the morning, you can just do this small exercise, like saying yourself or speaking to yourself that you can. Like, the great personality like even Sir Abdul Kalam says, morning you need to speak up to yourself like, yes, I will succeed, or I will finish up with the day with a success, with a huge success. I'm the best in the world. I can do anything. So if you're able to, use the phrases, in the more effective way, so that would really help you a lot to speak up to yourself and to cope up with to yourself. So effective language is one such. Now the question part. Now if you're using those effective languages but still you can't, now you need to question yourself. Correct? Now, you have done all the possible things, you have challenged yourself, but still the question arises, can I really make it? Or can I really do it? Right? Now, this loop starts. How does this loop start? Now, even initially, you had a question and you challenged it and you overcome it, but still you're ending up with some question, right? You never know, guys, you never know how important it is to ask question to yourself continuously. Why? Because I could definitely say this is the effective strategy. I'm telling you, this will definitely be an effective strategy, so that your brain automatically, you know like searches for answer. It automatically starts searching for answers. Now imagine a mathematics problem for any student. If the teacher says no, you can't, or if the teacher says just write some question on the board and says to students that you need to find an answer for this, what automatically the brain does, so you will keep on asking the question. So okay, so this is the question which I have, can I able to do it? You have a question there, can I able to do it? Now once again you start challenging it. Yes, can I do it? I will definitely try it. So you will challenge yourself. And once again, if you're not able to succeed it, you'll be ending up with the question, did I do it rightly? Correct? Now just check up, just see the loop, how it goes. And once again from there, you start up with the from the question, once again you start challenging to yourself. So the loop, continues until unless you find a success. So I would definitely say ask yourself questions more and more, so that your brain automatically searches for answer. And this is the best way to develop the metacognitive skills, I'm telling you. So this is the best way, right? So that is how much important you need to ask the questions to yourself, so your brain starts developing and it automatically searches for answers. Correct? Till now we just came across about asking question to yourself, like how frequently you need to ask questions to yourself, and you need to challenge yourself, and like how to challenge to yourself, and how effective languages can make a huge impact on the communication part to yourself, right? So how you can able to succeed all these things, guys, I'm just telling you, it's very simple. You need to just focus on yourself, right? If you're not able to focus on yourself, come on, how would you able to do all those things? Correct? Look how the chain has been interlinked. So you need to just focus on yourself, so you need to instruct yourself in such a way that, like, what to do or what not to do and when to do it, right? So you need to instruct yourself. Only you can just be able to succeed all these things if you are able to focus on yourself. I hope you know what is the important level of focus. And I always say, even the focus, the great personality says, like, follow one course until success. That is what the focus defines for, but it's just for fun. But of course, it has a lot of value. So, follow one course until success, right? I just saw it in some, even in my mobile too. But I'm telling you guys, all these things are possible only by focusing. You need to focus on yourself. You need to know how important is you to yourself. Okay? And never to forget, As I always says, no matter however the external circumstances is, you need to stay focused, you need to be strong by yourself. But even those external circumstances or the external effect, in terms of people, if I say, the people where you're surrounded from is also, a very important aspect. So you need to be always be surrounded with the people with more of positive attitude. I'm telling you. But though it comes up, it ends up how strong is your will, but still you need to have a right positive people around you. It's very, very important. Okay. So please make sure, if you have the positive people around you, so you learn how to focus on yourself, and you learn how to, question yourself in terms of performing well, right? And if you're able to do it, you can able to listen to the people very well. So all it comes step by step. When it comes to listening, I always say, every good listener need not to be a, good communicator, but every good communicator is definitely a good listener, right? So that is how much important the listening skills. And even when I spoke about listening skills, you have to listen to others, but how all those things comes, it's just by patience level. How you start focusing on yourself, if you have the patience level or the patience enough to listen to yourself, then you start focusing on yourself, right? Even the patience level is very much important. So by all, if you're able to learning all these things, I'm damn sure that you will experience a big change from now on. Okay, so hope you liked the video. If you do liked it, please make sure you're liking it and subscribe to my channel, and never to forget to hit the bell button so that you'll be notified with all my new videos. And please do share it with your friends, guys. Okay, so make sure, please, start loving, not to others, but moreover to yourself. Okay, so keep smiling, have a great time, and I'll be meeting you in my next video. Thank you so much.